have a question for you. Did you know that consumerism is designed to keep you broke? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, the Frugal. Now, before you go any further with this video, please do answer that question that I just asked you. Did you know that consumerism is designed to keep you broke? Put a yes, no in the comments below. I want to know what you think. I might try and put a poll up if I can, but if not, comment. So I make a lot of videos here about frugality and living below your means. But today I actually want to explore with you how consumerism is designed to keep you broke and also cancel out your empowerment with devastating effects. You may not see the immediate link of what I just said, but stick with me because by the end of the video, I think it will make sense to you. Investopedia defines consumerism as the idea that increasing consumption of goods and services is always a desirable goal, and that a person's well-being and happiness is fundamentally linked to their ability to obtain material goods. So somewhere along the way, consumerism has become an important basic need in today's society. If we were looking at Maslow's basic needs, we would file consumerism under the branch of self-esteem, because what I'm talking about today goes far beyond the need to purchase food, water and shelter. We're now looking at consumerism being indexed to status and how you feel about your very being. Now, if we look at it from an economic point of view, the reality of how consumerism is designed to keep you broke becomes clearer. Again, from Investopedia, which by the way is an amazing resource for all things finance and economics. So I'll put a link to their website in the description below. Definitely check them out if you want to look into anything I'm talking about in this video. So they say that in an economic sense, consumerism is a key driver of the economy, and that encouraging consumers to spend money is a major policy goal of any government. So in order for our society to succeed, we have to spend more and more money for growth. Consumerism does, of course, bring some obvious benefits to society. We get consumer choice, it drives innovation, and we have a stable economy. Stable enough to protect jobs and create jobs. It means that we can be confident that we're not going to have a recession in the future. However, the constant push for economic and business growth is encouraging consumers, people out there like you and me, to take on more and more unsustainable debt. Now, by debt, I don't necessarily mean borrowing thousands and thousands and maxing out your credit cards and some of the stories you hear from shopping addicts, etc. But I do mean things like this. And hopefully I can put in a picture of Klarna. Options like Klarna and the other things like that out there normalize the idea of borrowing, using debt to purchase. And they facilitate purchasing without the need to plan or budget for the things you are buying, culminating in your ability to buy more and more with no barriers. Now, for some of you out there, this unsustainable debt may be like a snowball. It starts out bit by bit and you're fine, you can manage it, you use debt and then you pay it off and you keep going and the snowball gets bigger and bigger until suddenly you can't manage it anymore. On the flip side, consumerism for some of you may not cause debt at all, but it may cause a more insidious problem, and that is the use of all of your disposable income to buy things. You make enough money to cover all of your debts. You have a nice pot of disposable income, but for some reason, you're broke. At the end of the month, you have nothing. You have nothing to pay yourself, you have no savings, and you have no investments. How does this happen? It happens because consumerism encourages you to chase the good life rather than saving and investing your money. Because if you're saving and investing your money for your own future, you're not spending and you're not helping to grow the economy. So for the greater good, you are encouraged to sacrifice yourself. Because when you're spending, you're not making yourself wealthy, but you are, of course, making other people wealthy, like Jeff Bezos. But we'll come back to him. Research has shown that people that organize their lives around the possession of material goods, status, image, and external rewards report greater unhappiness, poorer moods, and more mental health issues in comparison to people that prioritize personal growth and connections in life. Let's be honest here, if you're watching this, you probably love YouTube like I do, and you watch a range of content. And some of that will be hauls. Now, how many times have you watched a haul and been inspired and thought, if I have that stuff, those clothes, those hair products, that gym equipment, whatever it may be, you will transform your life? But honestly, other than making that YouTuber or that company richer, what did you achieve for yourself? After that dopamine hit of making that purchase and receiving the stuff wears off, be honest with yourself. Did you actually feel better? Or did you start looking for an excuse to do it again? And you get into a never-ending cycle of buying things to make yourself feel better, look better, appear better to others. But it's all superficial. It has no impact on who you are, where you're going, how people that actually matter genuinely view you. Social media, YouTube, celebrity culture is all working together to fuel this disease of comparison. And it's completely skewing what normal looks like now. You jump on YouTube, you jump on Instagram, even on Twitter, all people talk about are the new outfits, the new possessions, the money that they've spent, this big lifestyle, all of this travel. It makes it look like we should all have the resources to live a certain way, achieve certain things, or have certain possessions. But it's not true. It's all a facade. Now, if you consider the fact that all the platforms that you enjoy are making it easier and easier for you to click through and buy a product easier, if you consider the fact that banks are making borrowing debt cheaper and easier to access, and if you consider the fact that marketeers are finding weird and wonderful new problems that can only be solved in your life by buying more stuff, I think it should hopefully be becoming clear that the system of consumerism is designed to take your money and keep you broke. But what do I mean when I say that it's also stealing your power? The people and institutions that have more money than you have power over your life. They can dictate your choices or remove options from you completely. Now, how many people do you know who have had to continue working through this pandemic despite having concerning health conditions that are such that they would prefer to either work from home if the option was open to them, or actually just take long-term sick leave in order to shield and keep themselves safe and alive? But instead they're having to go to work every day, get on public transport, or be in environments where they are unable to protect themselves. And the reason why they go to work is because their choices are be fired and have no income, or come in and risk your health. That's no choice at all. As another example, what if your child was being disadvantaged by a policy that was being introduced at their school? A disadvantage that potentially could affect their entire future. Would you have the money to threaten to take that school to court in order to give your child a chance? Would you be able to afford to take a sabbatical, or is your mortgage far too big? Is your lifestyle such that you're completely paralyzed and you have to stay where you are just to keep going, just to tread water? By using our money to make Jeff Bezos the richest man in the world, we're giving him the opportunity to make more money from our money and to get a seat at the highest tables in the world. He has become one of the most influential men in the world because we give him money through our purchases. By giving him that money and that influence, not only do we make ourselves poorer, but we take away our own power and influence too. Unfortunately, there's very little in our society that encourages us to live a simple life and be smarter with money. But as individuals, we do have the choice to do something different. If you want a life where you have security and a voice, whatever that voice means to you, you need to learn to live without riches or perceived riches. The less you spend, the less you'll be reliant on what other people want you to do or tell you to do. Suddenly, you'll have options and choices. Doors will open for you that you cannot see today, all because that money that you're giving away to our society, to businesses, and to people that are already wealthy, you could use to structure and develop the life that you are after. So I'll ask you one last question. If you could take back some of the money that you gave to Jeff Bezos, to ASOS, and to all manner of the consumer platforms out there, what do you think that you could achieve? Hi guys, so that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I just wanted to share a few of my thoughts on consumerism and how it's really affecting our lives today and how we do have the choice to be different. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you thought. Answer the questions. That's really important. If you like this kind of video, you want to hear more about the philosophy of living, money, living below your means, and developing the life that you want, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm really enjoying branching out and making videos that aren't just about saving money, really getting into our psyche. So I hope that you'll be here when I release my next one. Until then, thanks. Bye.